Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, we've got a little hover effect for you today. We've got a Divi image module that we've coded a bit of text into. When you hover over it, it's going to swap and reveal another image underneath. This is really easy to do. We've got to do a bit of CSS coding to add the text in the middle there. Don't let that put you off. Any CSS I write today, I'll put below the video and you're welcome to use it. Okay, well, let's get started. I'm going to enable my visual builder. And I've got a row, the green tab, with 3 columns in it. I'm going to start on this third column here. I'm simply going to add a Divi image module. Divi comes as standard with all these light grey modules, plenty enough to build just about any site. So I'm going to hit the image module. Let's go ahead and choose an image that we want to put in there. I'm going to use some light text, so I'll use something with a dark background, I believe. Let's use this one right here. Okay, let's move this out of the way. There it is right there. We want to have a little text, bit of text in the middle of it. Now if we roll down a little bit, you can link it by putting a link in here if you want to take people somewhere. I'll just put a hashtag in there in place of a link. Or you can flip the switch and have it open in a lightbox if you want this image to pop out into a larger version. Okay, we don't need any background or anything like that. Design wise, I'm going to leave everything just like it is. I'm going to go over to the advanced, and this is where we'll find our CSS, custom CSS right here. Now in the after, we're using the after pseudo element to actually put our text in there. So here's where I've got to write a bit of code, and I'll put it up here close to it and zoom in so you can see what's going on. In the after box, we want to write the word content, and don't forget this will all be down below the video so you don't have to copy it in real time. Okay, and we're going to put a colon after that. Then we're going to open and close some inverted commas and put in whatever word we want to say in there. So there's a set of inverted commas there. Let's say city life. I'm using capitals here because I want it to be capitalized. And at the moment, nothing's actually appeared there. But as we go along and do more and more code, you'll see more and more appearing. So we want to tell it wants to be position absolute. It's actually down in the left corner there. I don't know if you can see it right there, but we need to tell it where we want it, which is position. We want it to be absolute. So we can absolutely position it within our little element right there. Okay, well, let's make it so we can see the color a bit better. So I'm going to give it the color of white, which is hashtag FFF. Put in whatever color you want to work with, obviously. And now let's make it where we want it, which is right in the middle. So we're going to say top 50% and left 50%. Top, colon, 50%, semicolon, and left, 50%, semicolon. As you can see, it's right there in there. It's not perfectly in the middle, and I want it a bit bigger than that. So let's use transform translate to make sure we've got it in the middle. You can do it with top and left and adjust it that way if you want, but I'm going to use transform, colon, then translate. We want to open some round brackets there, and we're going to give it minus 50% by minus 50%. So it's minus 50%. As you can see, that's popped it in the middle there, comma, and then another one, make sure it's in the right place, minus 50%. There we go, and we're bang in the middle there. We'll put a semicolon on the end. I want to make that font size a bit bigger, so I'm going to make mine about 20 pixels. Font size, colon, 20 pixels. Perfect. And that's exactly where we want it. And like I say, I'll put this all down below. If we roll down to attributes just below, you'll notice when I hover over little U5 appears. That's the actual name of the image, and I really don't want that. So I'm in attribute, there's the image title text. We can get rid of that. Let's just delete that. There we go. Fantastic. We've got our image, we've got our text over it with our pseudo class, and what we want to do is when we hover over it, we want that to fade out and a different image to fade in. Now to do that, we need to go into our row, green tab here. We're working on column 3, 1, middle one's 2, right one's 3. I'm going to go in, put in the image in the background that I want to see when we hover over city life there. So we'll choose an image. Let's just put that one in. I'll be fine. Going to leave it just like it is. It's covering the background, so it's going to fill the area that we've got there. Wants to be in the center, don't want it to repeat. I'm not going to use a blend at the moment, just want to see the image itself. So we'll save this. We'll go back into our little module here and we'll set the filter effect. So when we're not hovering over it, we want to see what we got there, which is perfect. So let's go over to our design and our filters. We're going to go down to opacity or transparency or see-throughness if you like. I'm going to hit the little arrow, and this is common to most Divi modules. If you hover over the dark writing, you'll see some little icons appear. If there's an arrow there, we can set a desktop state. Well, the desktop state is when our mouse is not on it. It wants to be exactly like it is, so I'm going to leave that just as it is. For the hover state, when we actually hover over it, I want to see that other image. So I'm going to hit the little arrow up there and I'm going to bring the opacity down to 0. So all we'll see is that image that's in the column behind. Now the time it takes to get from this to this by default with Divi is 300 milliseconds. If you want to slow it down or even speed it up, we can go over to the Advanced tab, down to Transitions. Here's the time, 300 mils. I'm going to take mine up to about double that, 650, something like that. Don't want any delay, want it to happen as soon as the mouse hits it. And the transition speed curve I like to use for this is ease in, ease out. They're all slightly different, check them out. Some will work better in certain situations than others, but for a lot of hover effects, I like this ease in and ease out. So we should be good to go. Let's save our changes. Save the page changes down here. And exit the visual builder. Roll on down, there's our little image, it's got the title over it. When we hover, it's going to disappear and reveal the image behind. And as you can see, we've got a little hand icon there, which means we can click on this if we want to. Nice little effect. You see that on a lot of sites. It's fairly in vogue at the moment. Really easy to do, as you can see. And as I mentioned earlier, that CSS code, we'll put it down below the video. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to do the same thing, and we'll use a call to action module and have some text and title and perhaps a call to action button pop in using the same pseudo element. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie with System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.